Welcome back to Threshold Tuesday, guys. Today we're going to be back on the mats. I'm excited to get back into training again, trying to stay consistent as I can in jiu-jitsu. I've had a number of health issues recently within these last couple of years. I have shoulder issues, calf issues going on. I'm still kind of cautious of my hamstring when I do strenuous stuff, but you know, we're going to get after it. We're going to try to stay as safe as we can, Brenda K. Do not worry. We will be safe out there. Hope you guys enjoy the video as I commentate my roles. And so now let's get into it.
All right. So, just standing around, looking good, wondering what the next mini quest is. We're congratulating a couple of the kids who started jiu-jitsu today, and it's always a cool thing when you get to help people in their journey. So, the instructor Brandon says, all right, guys, let's roll. So, going against Corbin, he's an experienced white belt, and I'm immediately pulling him into my guard, trying to sweep him, and there's one. Okay, now into full mounts, trying to keep this guy down. This dude has very long legs, so I'm having issues at the moment trying to get his legs untangled from mine and having some difficulty, but I'm like, no. Okay, all right, I'm going to pull you back my guard. All right, that's how it's going to be. Okay, all right, here we go. Just reassessing things. Okay, all right. He's trying to push my knees and body away. I'm like, no, you're not going anywhere. Okay. All right. Back into my guard, trying to isolate the arm, and we're sweeping again. Okay. All right. We're back in the same position we were before. No problem. Okay. And I'm having issues again. He puts me in a half guard, and this dude is very strong as well. So here we are again, and my leg is tangled, and I am very concerned about this. I'm like, I don't want to tear my ACL. And, okay, I'm trying to avoid his legs while not contorting my body. And kind of maybe no. Better position now, but he's still got a hold on me. And I'm like, oh, here you are. All right, let's go. Now it's on. Okay. All right. Now north-south. And I'm trying to keep him from moving around. So I'm like, all right, this is how it's going to be. And trying to apply pressure. Now we're in side control, and I'm trying to isolate the arm again. And then, yeah, he's doing what he needs to do to keep my knees from going into full mount again. And then I'm like, all right, this is how it's going to be. North-south, kind of trying to get the back, but I lose it. And then he turns into me in a second, and we're back to where we were. All right, that was a bad move on my part, no pun intended. But trying to reroute and regroup at the same time. So I'm like, all right, gonna isolate the arm. He's like, no, sir. I'm like, okay, let's figure out another way. And then I'm reassessing again. He's like, you're not gonna take that arm. I'm like, yes, I am. Okay, all right, you're not gonna give me that arm? All right, that's how it's gonna be? Okay, all right, Corbin, here we are. Okay. He's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. All right. Here we go, and whoa! Okay, didn't know I could do that, did you? All right, neither did I. All right, here we are, and then basically in the same position we were the last 2-3 times, north-south again, trying to keep this guy from moving around, and he does a really good job keeping me from flattening him out, and just pretty much trying to keep him under control for the rest of the time. He did an awesome job. Great job to Corbin. That was awesome. All right, on to the next one. Okay, I forgot what this young man's name is, but this is my first time rolling with him. And anytime you roll with kids, you want to be very, very careful. So not letting him basically throw me around, but at the same time, I'm really not going to do anything. This is like the only thing I do. I basically just trip him and try to get into full mount. I have no pressure on him. He easily pushes me off of him. He's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, all right, that's how it's going to be. And then again, I very easily just flip him over. I know it looks malicious, but I promise I'm not hurting him. I'm just letting him try to work and get out of the bad positions. Same thing like this. I didn't put my hooks in, and pretty much just rolling around a little bit, trying to let him defend and get out of bad situations while not really pressuring him at all. So he easily pushes my arm away to frame, and I'm pretty much just letting him try to do what he knows how to do. So he's going to take my back here and then get hooks in kind of. He's not very tall, so it was a good job of him trying to do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just roll into you and then side control. And that was pretty much the match. Great job to him. That was awesome. All right. Mr. Ian here just got his blue belt. So very good wrestler, very dangerous. His dad, Jusane, is awesome as well. We got our blue belts together. Shout out to him. So Ian, I'm trying to do something here. This song went on for about 30 seconds. And okay, I'm just like, all right, we're just going to go in my guard, kind of. And then I'm going to sweep you. And this kid has been rolling with me for a while, so he knows what I like to do. I try to get Ezekiel. He's like, no, sir, you're not going to do that. I'm like, all right, fine, then I'm going to take the arm. I'm going to try to do something cool. And he's like, no, you're not taking it. I'm like, yes, I am, Ian. I like you, but today's the day where we get the arm. All right. And then I finally isolate it, and he gets the tap. I'm making sure he's okay. And he's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, all right, good. Glad you're okay. Okay. And then pulling my guard again, basically do the same thing. That one looked really bad. Sorry, Ian, I didn't know your gi was covering your face. Here we are again, full mount, trying to isolate the arm. And he's like, no. I'm like, yes. And then trying to get in a better position while isolating the arm again. And he's basically the same position we were. And then I isolate it and get the tap. Make sure he's okay. Okay, he's cool. All right. All right, slap hands. Okay. All right, here we are again at the end of the match, and I say, good job, awesome, proud of you for getting your blue belt. Okay, and here we are. All right, I forgot this girl's name. She's been training jiu-jitsu for about 2 weeks. I was really impressed with only 2 weeks under her belt, but same scenario. I basically let her do her thing and try to stay out of bad positions because they can get bad very quickly sometimes. So I'm in her guard, and I'm like, okay, let's get out of the guard. She's like, no. I'm like, okay, that's how it's going to be. Okay. All right, I'm going to push the leg down a little bit. Basically get into side control. Let her try to get out of it. She gets out of it. She tries to frame, grabs my gi, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's how it's going to be. Okay, all right, cool. And then just trying to see if she'll trip me up. And she's like, I'm just going to stand up. I'm like, all right. And I'm going to sit down. Okay. So let's do this again. Okay. She's like, hey, I just met you, but I want to hug you. I'm like, okay. And here we are again. So she's trying to flat me out. I'm like, oh boy, I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to flip her over like that. I apologize. And okay, she's like, I'm going to grab your gi again. I'm like, all right. And she wants to stand up once again. I'm like, okay, good job. Awesome. Proud of you. Okay. And going with Corbin again in the middle. All right. So pull guard immediately. Try to flip him over. Isolate the arm. Try to get the back. That's pretty much what I like to do for the most part. Not always, but it just depends on the person. Trying to do a hip bump sweep. Unsuccessful with that. Let's see. Trying to isolate the arm as well. It's kind of hard to see with Brandon in the way. He's one of the coaches, so he can do what he wants. But, yeah, having some difficulty with trying to flip him. And I try to go for the hip-up sweep again, but I isolate the arm at the same time. Go for the Kimura, and I get the tap. So, anytime you try to go for the hip-up sweep, you can always figure for the arm and get the Kimura tap, maybe. But I pulled my calf really bad as soon as that happened. Corbin is a gentleman and helped me over to the side. Thank you for that, man. Shout out to you.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go and click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Come on, man. What are you doing? Let's continue to grow the community, be a positive impact on people's lives, and continue to touch the lives of people who desperately need it. That's my whole goal with this whole thing, and let's continue to help each other out. So if you didn't watch the last video or listen to the last podcast episode, both of those will be linked in the description below. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Toka out. In between you and I.